Is going on, everybody? This is your man, Big B, Brian Hanley. Welcome to Steelers Almighty, man. Fastest growing Steelers channel on YouTube. We appreciate all your all support, everything that you all do. Got a big Monday night football game tonight between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Giants. Several different things have happened, but this is a pretty important football game. Not that they all aren't important, but we're going into the bye week. We're a week off of Russell Wilson coming in and playing. We don't even have the option of Justin Fields being the backup if something happens or whatever. Justin Fields pulls a hamstring in the walkthrough, which is wild to me. But I also have my own theories on that. We'll get into that in a second. But yeah, I'm excited about all of this, man. Big game for the Steelers tonight. We need to see if we can put the hammer down on the Giants. I'm not saying we got to just go blow them out by 3 touchdowns, but this is a minimum of 10-point victory that the Pittsburgh Steelers should have. Again, we're Steeler fans. We know we have let's just say we've played down to our competition in previous years, and these are games that we lose at home. We can't lose this one at home. We got to be excited. I'm excited for the game. Yeah, it's been a minute since I talked to you guys, man. With the game on Monday, the schedule got changed a little bit, but here we are. So I appreciate everybody being out here. Again, as always, remember to like, follow, subscribe, continue to leave those comments, and always hit the notification bell so you know exactly when Steelers Almighty content comes out. So I'm excited for this one, man. I am excited for this one. Like I said, I want to see all facets of the game start clicking. You know, this is like I said, a big week because we're going into the bye week. You know, we're going into the bye week. We don't want to go into the bye week on a bad note. We want to go into the bye week on a good note. Being 6-2, that would have us leading the division as the Ravens lost yesterday. And we know what the back end of our schedule looks like. It keeps getting tougher by the day because the Washington Commanders keep winning football games. Lord have mercy. And then if you look at it, it looks like if Jameis Winston can get this figured out, he looked great yesterday, by the way, against the Ravens, that Cleveland might actually show a pulse. So who knows? But like I said, man, it's a big game for all of those reasons. So, but I want to see us have continued success. Offense, throw the football down the field, open up the playbook a little bit more, expand on what we did last week. Continue to do that. Continue to be able to run the football. Steelers ran the football pretty well the last couple of weeks. Najee Harris has had over 100 yards the last 2 weeks. I want to see that continue. I want to see the Steelers shut down the running game of the New York Giants. Everybody else has. Why the hell shouldn't we be able to do that? And then get after Daniel Jones. Again, everybody else has gotten after Daniel Jones. The New York Giants offensive line, it stinks. Let me say that again. The New York Giants offensive line, it stinks. So I would suspect that we can get after him. Again, everybody else has gotten after him. So the Pittsburgh Steelers should be able to get after him. I want to see that tonight. I want to see it tonight. I want to see continued dominance. This is a game that the Pittsburgh Steelers should win in all phases. All phases. So go win it. You know, as far as inactives tonight, again, that surprise one with Justin Fields. But if you didn't hear the news, yeah, he pulled a hamstring in walkthroughs. So I don't know, man. Look, my theory on it is maybe the Steelers are trying to trade Justin Fields, that he's been inquired about as far as being traded. And so maybe that they're going to try to trade him. That's kind of some of the rumors that I've heard out there. So they got him out. And because, again, pulling a hamstring in the walkthrough, I don't know. Like I said, are you moving quick enough to even do that? I don't know. I don't want to be the conspiracy theorist. You know, I'm not that guy, but it seems odd. It just seems odd that you pull a hamstring in the walkthrough. But Who's to say? I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. Yeah, self-made. He pulled a hamstring in the walkthrough. So he's inactive tonight. Justin Fields is. Technically, he's a third quarterback, the emergency quarterback. But yeah, he is inactive. CJ Henderson, cornerback, inactive. Nick Herbig, he's still out. We figured that. Zach Frazier, we figured that. Cordell Patterson, we figured that. All three of those guys should be back after the bye week into the second half of the Steelers seasons. So, that's my only theory is that maybe Fields, they're holding him out because somebody's inquired about him and they want to make a trade for him. Okay. If that's the way it is, that's the way it is. But whatever. Fields wasn't going to be the quarterback moving forward as long as Russell Wilson is healthy anyway. So we got to do what we got to do, man. We got to do what we got to do. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this game tonight. I just believe this is a game that we have got to put our foot down. We've got to put our foot down. Other teams have done the same to the Giants. Now, again, the Giants' defensive line might cause the Steelers' offensive line some problems. They got some guys. Dexter Lawrence, come on, 9 sacks from defensive tackle position this far into the season. Yeah, they've got something. So we've just got to be able to handle them. We got to be able to handle them and move the football. Do what we do. Don't be conservative with the play calling. Be aggressive on offense and defense. Be aggressive. Don't take the Giants for granted. Go after them. Go after them and just go beat them. Go beat them. So, as a reminder, man, first things first, we're going to have the 15 minutes after the game. We're going to be right here doing our thing, talking about what we see, what we saw. We appreciate that. As I've mentioned, Super Chats are wide open, as always. So if you want to help support the channel and make sure that your comment, question, or rant gets up on the screen, you know how to do that. We appreciate you for that. But we'll be back here, like I said. The schedule is a little off this week because the game's on Monday. So tomorrow, we're going to have the report card. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have the All-22. We usually have the All-22 for you on Tuesday. But because we played on Monday, we're pushing it out one extra day. So on Wednesday. And then the podcast that we usually do on Wednesday, that'll be on Thursday. So just want to give you guys an update on Steelers Almighty schedule moving forward for the rest of the week. We'll get creative as we get into the following week because we're going to be on a bye. So we'll get into all of that. We'll make it work. Don't worry. We'll make it all work. So let's see. My man Byron Nelson's got a good point that he's coming up with here. If they were going to trade him, why not get a big name receiver for him? Well, the first thing is I don't think Justin Fields commands a big name receiver, number one. But number two, getting a receiver for him, is that out of – I don't think that's out of the question. I don't think it's out of the question at all. I don't think it's going to be a big name guy because you look at big name guys where they happen to be, they have quarterbacks. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Teams are on the trade market for sure. They are on the trade market for sure. There's guys out there, but we'll see what happens. But I'm excited. Like I said, I'm just ready for this football game. I watched some football yesterday. I don't know about you guys. Is it hard to get into an NFL Sunday when the Steelers aren't playing? It was hard for me to dig in. Now, don't get me wrong. I watched because I'm a football nut and I love football. But yeah, it was just difficult for me to be all the way in and lean all the way in. I found myself, I was doing some other stuff. I did Halloween. I took down some Halloween decorations because we had the Hanley Halloween party. Big B was Fred Flintstone for Halloween, for the Halloween party. So it was all right. So my man says, let's go to Mean Green. Hello there. I just saw your stream. I've been a Steelers fan since 1975. I bleed black and gold. Let's go Steelers. Well, we appreciate you being here, Mean Green. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate you and we love you. The long time, 1975 was the year I was born, my man. So we love all Steeler fans, especially the ones that have been fans that long. We love it. We love it. So Minka has a big night. You know, I was kind of thinking, isn't it time for Minka to have a pick six, cause some confusion back there, do something? It's time for him. You know, I've been on Minka the last couple of weeks saying, hey, man, you got to be a difference maker. Making that kind of money, we need a difference maker back there. And, you know, I get on him, but at the same time, I'm happy that he's back there. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy because he's doing his job. He's being the last line of defense. He doesn't have to be down in the box making tackles. Deshaun Elliott can do that. He doesn't have to cover, you know, nickels in the slot because Deshaun Elliott can do that. And tight ends, you know, we've got guys that can actually do that now. So while I've been on Mika to make some more plays, because again, it's a lot of money to make for a free safety to not have any splash plays. I'm just saying, it's a lot of money. We love Minka, but we need to see something. This might be the game. You may be right. This just might be the game. So my man Robert says they will trade Justin Fields. What happened if Russell Wilson gets injured? They will need Justin Fields. I mean, you can say that, but here's what I would say. If the Steelers were able to put Justin Fields in a package to get them a receiver. Again, it doesn't have to be necessarily a big name guy, but somebody out there that we know can help us. Would you rather have that receiver or a backup quarterback? In case your quarterback gets hurt. I'm just asking that question. Because for me, I would say if the backup quarterback's in, then we're already going to take a hit. How's that second wide receiver necessarily going to help that much? I would take the risk and just say I'd rather have the receiver. So I would rather have that. I'm not saying that's even what they're going to do. I'm just saying that's what I would rather do. I'd rather have that. So Mean Green says Minka has 2 picks tonight. Returned 1 for a touchdown. I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it. You know, I love Minka. Need to make some splash plays. I absolutely love it. I will take it in a heartbeat. So I'll take it in a heartbeat. So, and let me ask you all this question, man. This is not football related. This is still going back to the Big B, Brian Hanley Halloween party that we have every year that we had at our house. Let me ask you all this question. Candy corn. What do you think about candy corn? Me personally, I love it. I love candy corn. I know there's a lot of people out there, but I want to get y'all's opinion on candy corn. I'm a candy corn guy. I like candy corn. I like those pumpkins. I like candy corn, man. I know there's a bunch of people out there that says it's just wax. I'm like, it is not wax, man. It is not wax. I am a candy corn person. So let's see here. Yeah, Lindell. Pull a hamstring and a walk through. Yeah, I do too, man. I do too. It's interesting what, you know, a hammy and a walkthrough. I don't know. I don't know. Self-made, me and you used to get along. We used to get along. But now you're saying they need to stop selling candy corn. I don't know if we can get along anymore, brother. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. So, see, there's somebody right there. My man, Robert Bennett. I think I like it every time, and then I have a few pieces, and I'm done. But you continue to have those few pieces, though, don't you? See, that's the difference. You continue to have those 2 pieces. Stop it. Y'all like candy corn, man. Y'all like candy corn. Yeah, my man Byron. Uh-huh. It's wax and sugar. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that as wax and sugar. I'll take it. Candy corn has a place in Big B's house. It had, now, granted, a lot of things got a place in Big B's house. I mean, I'm not missing many meals around this joint. You know what I'm saying? But candy corn is always going to have a place. Forget what y'all are talking about, man. Forget all that. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. So, but yeah, man, I'm excited about this matchup. I want to see how dominant. First of all, I want us to win, but I want to see if we can be dominant in the win. You know what I mean? Can we go out there and put the smack down on somebody in the win? Is that a possibility? Or are we can't do that against anybody? Because the Giants are not a good football team. And I'm not trying to put the Tomlin jinx on us or anything like that, but let's just be serious. They're just not a good football team. And if the Steelers are really want to be serious about anything this year, this has to be a game where we say, look, again, I'm not saying we got to win by 3 touchdowns, but a minimum 10 points. Minimum. Come on, man. It's okay to whip somebody. It's okay. We did it last week to the Jets. Okay. We whipped them. I think it's okay if we put our foot down. So go whip the Giants. Go into the bye week feeling good. I want everybody to get out of the game healthy, feeling good about ourselves, and then let's get on with the back half of this schedule and go attack it. Go attack it because I think we got a shot. I really think we've got a shot. So my man Lindell says he thinks we'll make the playoffs. Tonight's game goes a long way in deciding that for me. I'll be honest with you. I know you're saying, well, what are you talking about? It's just the Giants. Again, we know how the Steelers have been. They play down to the competition. They've done that. Maybe this year will be different because we didn't play down to the Raiders, okay? We didn't play down, well, at least for a half. The second half, we didn't. We didn't play down to the Jets. Now, we did play down to the Cowboys, though. We did do that. The Cowboys are awful. And the Steelers let them beat us. So, again, we just can't let that happen. Can't let that happen. So, what else do we got down here, man? Come Tomlin win by 2 touchdowns. It helps team morale. Yep, it counts. I mean, I'm not against that, Mr. John Gordon. I'm not against that at all. There's no reason the Pittsburgh Steelers can't try and go put their best foot forward. There's no reason they can't do that. No reason at all. So I think there's a big opportunity here for the Steelers to do just that. To literally do just that. Put their best foot forward. Hello, Mr. Impulse. Or Mrs. Impulse. So the Steelers have a serious weapon in Darnell Washington. He reminds me of Eric Green. I don't think Darnell's as athletic as Eric Green, but you're right. He does have similarities. He blocks way better than Eric Green, but he does have similarities. You're exactly right. And they got to start using they used him a lot more last week, and I think they will use him even more as the season goes on. They got to start using him. Got to start using him. Too big, too good of hands. I'm not saying the guy's going to run 30-yard seam routes or anything like that, but he can be used in more ways than what we're showing or what we have shown. I like what they did with him last week, though. Yeah, that was good. That was good. So, Hold on. What is this, Robert? What is this? A fan gets $32,453 if Freiermuth gets a TD tonight. A fan pick 10 tight end to get in. Okay. I guess. And I'll be honest with you. Yeah, that's cool for the fan, but I don't care. Unless I'm getting that 32,000 or a piece of that 32,000, I literally don't care. Good for them and good for Pat Freiermuth and good for the Steelers. But as far as the money is concerned, yeah, unless it's going in my bank account, I'm not too interested. So, and yeah, we definitely need more youth. We definitely need more of them. We need more of them. We've kind of inched our way into them to the season. I know that sounds sounds crazy. I apologize, but we've got to have a lot more of Pat Freiermuth in this football game. And as the season moves forward, I want to see more of him. I do. He's a weapon. We're paying him a lot of money. He's a weapon. It's time to start using that because he can do some stuff for us on offense, man. He can do some stuff for us on offense. So, what's going on, Capricorn Steel? How you doing, man? How's everybody feeling about the game tonight? Let me ask that. How does everybody just, okay, we got the Giants. How do we feel about the game? Nervous, confident, even keel, just want to see progress, just want to see a win. How do we feel about it? Personally, I'm even keel. I just want to see the Steelers put their best foot forward. We still haven't seen the Steelers play a complete football game this year. Think about that. 5-2. But we haven't played a complete football game all season. Not a complete one. So hopefully we can do that tonight. I would love for the Steelers to put something together going into the bye week. So my man Capricorn said, I'm confidently nervous. So I think this is says my man Cameron, I think a dominant performance incoming. I hope so. I'm there with you. I want to see something, man. So DCTV brings up a good point. Big B, you think this is a trap game? Here's the thing that I'll say about that. The Pittsburgh Steelers, again, have been known to play down to their competition over the last 5 to 6 years and lose these type of football games. They didn't play down to the Raiders. They didn't play down to the Jets. So hopefully we continue that trend. But you're right. We've done it before. We've seen it before. But maybe this team is different. I hope that it is. Because with what we have coming up on the back end, I mean, if we get 4 more wins, if we win tonight, we get 4 more wins, the Steelers will be in the playoffs. If they get 5, they might win the division. Think about that. But it's going to be tough. But here's the thing that I will say about the back end of our schedule. While it might be tough and teams are playing, we have to play tough teams, the Steelers are a tough team too, and they got to play us. So they got to play us. That's all I'll say. We're not just some run-of-the-mill garbage football team, okay? We're not. So, let's see. What else do we got here? My man John Gordon. I've been leaving the light for Calvin Austin III, but maybe he is what he is. I hope there's more somewhere. Look, Calvin Austin III, he gets open, he gets missed, but he is what he is. You know, he's not a number 2 receiver. He's a number 3. He's a good slot guy, but that's not a guy. Calvin Austin III is not a guy you're going to want to target 12 times a game. You know, you might want to give him 4 or 5 targets a game. You know, that's what he is. That's just what he is. And 4 or 5 targets might be high considering the type of offense that the Pittsburgh Steelers run. I do think they have to take more shots with him down the field. I do believe that. You know, give him an opportunity. Run him on a backside post or anything, a go route, something. But I think you got to give him more opportunities down the field because we know he's fast. And I know he dropped the ball last game, but he's got good hands. Throw the ball to him deep down the field, man. Don't always just make everything a crossing route. Although, I mean, he's good at that. Don't get me wrong. But give him opportunities down the field. Give him some opportunities down the field. The one person that I'm just done with, Roman Wilson. Man, I know the injuries are what they are, but come on, man. Come on. So, he's just, I don't know. Roman Wilson is sad. I think he should be better. Again, his hamstring, is it hurt? We'll see. And because the word that I'm getting is that it's a little tight. He could go. The Steelers are just furious at him because he's just not very good right now. That's the word that I'm getting about Roman Wilson. He's just not very good right now, which is too bad. So, Calvin Austin is open. Throw him the ball. I mean, he gets open. And you're right. When he gets open, you got to throw him the ball. Like I said, he gets missed when he gets open, but I still think they got to take more shots with him down the field. Just let him go run underneath the ball. So we'll see. Byron, there was zero chance the Steelers could have drafted Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy went in the first round. Wilson went in the third round. So the Steelers took who they needed to take in the first two rounds. So as far as offensive lineman, Worthy was anywhere close to being drafted by the Steelers. He just wasn't going to be there. So Steelers should have drafted Johnny Wilson? Maybe. Could be right. My man Dave Murray, I hope this is the case. I would love to see the Steelers defense cook tonight. I would absolutely love for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense to cook tonight. And somebody already brought it up. I want to see Minka. So I want to see Minka. I want to see Minka do some stuff, man. So Byron, you didn't like Zach Frazier in the first. We didn't take Zach Frazier in the first round. We took him in the second round. So we took Faetanu in the first round. And the Steelers didn't make mistakes at the beginning of this draft. At all. They didn't make mistakes. They needed a center. They got the best center in the draft, and now he's a starting center. I know he's hurt right now with an ankle injury. They didn't make a mistake. Faetanu was a steal at 20. They didn't make a mistake. They didn't. I don't even think they made a mistake with Roman Wilson. It's just not working out. So, yeah, no, we didn't draft Frazier in the first round. We drafted him in the first two rounds, and you draft him in the second round. So I hope your comment wasn't labeled towards me. But, yeah, no, we didn't draft him in the first round. The defense is overpaid. I don't think the defense is overpaid. I just think, well, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, it's not a bad comment. It's not a bad comment saying that the defense is overpaid. The part of the defense is they're not paying enough money on offense, but we got to start seeing more splash plays. This is why I was on Minkah Fitzpatrick, because I'm like, hey, man, you're making $18 million. I get that you're back in your position and you're doing your job, but we got to start seeing some splash from you. You know, it can't just be, Minka's the last line and he's back there and he's not letting people throw the ball over our head. Okay, that's great, and I respect it. But $18 million is a lot of money to pay somebody just to do that. You know, and I believe that he gets the secondary lined up, gets them where they're supposed to be. I believe he does all of that. But for $18 million, we need more. So maybe tonight is the night we get a little bit more from Minkah. So, hopefully that's the case. Oh, y'all are arguing. Don't argue. Don't argue about Faetanu and Frazier. It's not worth it, man. We got the guys who we needed to get. It worked out. It worked out fine. How did it not? I mean, we got the best center in the draft. We did. And if you don't believe me, you say, oh, Big B, you're just saying that after the fact. Go back to my very first video when I said he was the best center. The Steelers should take him. I said it. But it wasn't just me. A lot of people said it. He was the best center. Steelers needed him. We got him. Troy, nobody thought we could get Troy Faetanu at 20. There's not a soul on earth who believed that. So, but we did. We did. Cam Hayward. Yeah. So, I like Cam Hayward. 202 games tonight. Good for Cam, man. Good for Cam. I was trying to put Cam on the retirement bench at the beginning of the season, man. He proved me wrong. But you know what I always say? Prove me wrong. All it does is mean the Steelers are playing well and we're winning. Prove me wrong. I'm just a fan like everybody else, man. I can eat crow. I can admit when I'm wrong. So Najee, well, here's the thing, my man, Baby P. The D line of the Giants is not horrible. It's not horrible. And they could give our offensive line some fits tonight. Just keep that in mind a little bit. Their D line is not horrible. So we'll see. We'll see. I expect them to play well, but we'll see. We will see. Let's see here. Time for TJ to turn it up. Yeah, the teams have just basically said, look here, TJ Watt, you're not going to wreck our football game. No matter what you do, we're not going to let you wreck our football game. So if teams are going to continue to make that distinction, then Alex Highsmith's got to do his thing on the other side. He's got to do his thing. We got to get pressure up front. Larry O, Keanu Benton, Cam Hayward, all that stuff's got to happen. So we'll see how it works out. We will see how it works out. The D-line can't stop the run. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. All I'm saying is their D-line isn't terrible. And it's not. Their D-line is not terrible. So we'll see. We will see. But I would suspect that we can be able to run and move the football on them. If we can't, I'm going to be disappointed. And all I'm looking for is for a complete game from the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have not seen a complete game from the Steelers yet. We haven't. 2 halves of football, of good football. I'm not saying great. I'm not saying spectacular. I'm just saying 2 halves of good football. We have not seen that yet from our Pittsburgh Steelers. I want tonight to be that night. So I want tonight to be that night. My man, Capricorn Steel, always coming through with the super chat. Putting up 30 again tonight, B. I think that's got to happen. To be honest with you, against this defense, yeah, I think that's got to happen. I think it needs to happen. My man, Baby P, is talking about us running the football down their throat. Hey, man, I'm all for it. I am all for it. Go run it down their throat. Whatever you need to do. I just want 2 good halves of football, man. That's what I want. I want 2 solid halves of football. If we get that, I'll be happy. You guys will be happy. If we get through the game, if we get through it healthy, first off, let me start over. We get the win, we get through it healthy, and we put 2 solid halves together. That's what I'm looking for. That is what I am looking for tonight. So I'll be ready. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready. I'm excited for it. So New York's offensive line, my man Mike, is terrible. To put it gently and to put it in a very nice way, in case we have any New York Giants fans in here, the New York Giants offensive line is atrocious. It is pathetic. It is dismal. The Steelers need to dominate them. Okay? I'm just going to put it like that. The Steelers need to dominate that. So they need to just dominate that. So that's what I'm wanting to see. Yeah, we should be able to. We just got to do our thing. Look, I get caught up, and I know you guys are the same way as me. I get caught up in not wanting the Giants or any team that we play, for that matter, to get any yards. When somebody completes a pass on our defense, I'm furious. What are you doing? Why can't you cover them? What the hell's going on? I forget, and I tell you guys this all the time, and I always forget it. They pay the other team too. We're going to give up a few plays. Now, we don't have to continuously give up so many that the game becomes trouble. We don't have to do that. But we're going to give up a few plays here and there, man. That's just the way it works. So it's just the way it works. But again, just as a reminder for everybody, 15 minutes after the Steelers game, we will be right back here talking about what we saw. So make sure if you got to get some liquor in you, make sure you do that. Got to get some food in you, make sure you do that. Whatever the case may be, 15 minutes after the game, make sure you guys are right here with me on Steelers Almighty, talking about the post game, talking about the game that we just watched, and hopefully it will be a Pittsburgh Steelers victory because I'm ready. I am absolutely ready. One of these days, I think I'm going to stream one of these games. I don't know how. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to figure it out. But sometimes I just get tired of the announcers. You know what I'm saying? I just get tired of the announcers. And I'm not saying I'm a professional announcer. I'm not. I would never say anything like that. And I'm not going to disrespect anybody. But you know what? I feel like if we just got in here and we watched the game together, that would be fun. That would be fun. So I'm gonna try to figure all that out, man. If we can stream a game and we can just be on here watching the game together. So we'll see what happens. So we will see what happens. But that's my goal. That's my goal. So a couple more before we head out, man. My man Anthony Hardy says, okay, defense, let's not play down to their level. Punch them in the mouth at the beginning. Damn right, Anthony. Damn right. No BSing. We punch them in the mouth immediately and let them know this is how the game's going to go today. Okay? No playing down to the competition. We need 4 quarters of solid football from the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight. 4 quarters. Not 1 or 2. 4. That's what I want to see. That is exactly what I see. So, last one before we head out of here. My man Andrew, yes, Minka is so due to make a play. Yes, he is. We've been talking about that. He's so due. It's time. It's time for him to make a play. It's time. A splash play. Force a fumble, get an interception, something big. It's time for Mika to do it. It's time for him to do it. And I'm excited to see Mika be able to do it. So, all right, man. We're going to head out of here. I appreciate everybody joining up. I appreciate everybody joining in. Had a great time. As always, remember, if you're not already subscribed to Steelers Almighty, the fastest growing Steelers channel on YouTube, make sure you do so, man. Make sure that you do that. Continue to hit the like button. Always leave those comments. You know I love the back and forth. And hit the notification bell so you know when all Steelers Almighty content comes out. Until then, I appreciate everybody. I will see you, like I said, 15 minutes after the game today, people. We'll be here. Aloha.